Guys, it's Carlene.
And Rob.
Rob and I don't know if you've noticed, but bring your face over here. Bring it over here.
No!
Rob and I both have new glasses. Mine are, if you guys follow me on Instagram, they're Tiffany. They're really pretty. So they're tortoiseshell, and the inside is the Tiffany blue. My nose is just sorry. Okay, so I plan on doing the vlog every day in July thing. I like to call it Vluly. Sounds like you get something you get from a mosquito. We have kind of a little bit of a serious video right now. Rob and I have not been around because we've been dealing with some issues. Back in December, he had woke up and he was having some, it's your left hand, right? Yeah, left hand. He had some tingling in his left hand and kind of loss of control. Like, so you pick up, I knew Wonder Woman thing. You pick up something, he had a hard time controlling the grip of his hand. And so we didn't think much of it. We thought, you probably woke up, slept funny or whatever, because once you hit like 30, you can sleep wrong.
Pretty much.
So we went to, he went to the chiropractor, and the chiropractor did some work on him, and it temporarily helped. So we went to, he's going to sit back on the bed over there because instead of going to get a chair like I told him to, but whatever. He went to the chiropractor. That was in, I think, February.
Mm-hmm.
May of this year, Rob got registered at his work, and being registered means you get benefits, and we have very good benefits. So we decided to go to the doctor. Excuse me, I'm adjusting. And he went to the doctor, and and we got married. We got married in May. We went to the doctor, and they said, okay, his doctor, Dr. Kuhlman, which we love her, she said, we're going to get you an MRI. So he went for the MRI, and they scheduled us for the wrong one. Rob is not a small fellow, so we had to go to the one in Vallejo, which we live in Vacaville. We had to go to the one in Vallejo, at the Kaiser in Vallejo, and they gave him an MRI in the big, it's like a room or whatever. So they got the results of the MRI. His main doctor called and said they think it's MS, multiple sclerosis. Rob took the news kind of hard at first, and I was like, let's find out what's going on. We didn't want to talk to his parents or our friends about it yet because we were not sure. We told our roommates about it because they would overhear conversations anyway. And I don't drive, so there would be occasion when Rob would need to ride to the doctor. So Rob was still stressed out, so we went to see a neurologist about the results of the MRI. She said it looked like it could be one of three things. It looked like it could either be MS, although he was not really exhibiting other signs, which she said she didn't think it was MS because he didn't have heat sensitivity and a couple other things. So the other thing she said it could be would be degenerative disc disease, because there were places where his discs were pushing into his spinal column, and he could have Chiari. Chiari is when your brain is too big for your skull and it starts to push out the bottom of your skull. Because he did have some of that. We found out, I'll explain that later. So the neurologist was very nice, and she was very smart and very informative. However, I think she gave us too much information so that we kind of didn't know what we were dealing with. Information overload. So it was almost like we were getting like what do you call that? Not biology, but
biography.
No, but it's not biology. It's about the anatomy. Thank you. I wanted to say something else. It was like we were getting an anatomy lesson and stuff, and it was too much. I didn't care all that. I just wanted to know what it boiled down to and what we could do. But she didn't have those answers because there's more stuff they have to do. So she made an appointment with us with a neurosurgeon. So we got to the neurosurgeon, and the neurosurgeon said, after we waited for a little while, it was a ways, we waited. He came in, he said, I looked at your test results. You probably do have Chiari, but the Chiari is something that I think he said hundreds of thousands of people or millions of people have, and they never even know. So it happens. That's not what the problem is. He also said it looked like Rob had age-appropriate degenerative disc disease. So he didn't feel like that was the problem either. He felt pretty much it was multiple sclerosis. So we went from, I was really worried after hearing about the Chiari. The surgery for the Chiari basically is opening up your skull and I think shaving the back of it off of it to make more room for your brain. That frightened me very badly. The degenerative disc disease and the MS to me aren't as scary. Neither one of them is curable, but they are treatable, starting with us losing weight. So what we know now is that he probably has multiple sclerosis, and that I think is treatable. I think he said by physical therapy, weight and diet, and steroids. I think he said steroids. So we were relieved to know that it wasn't the Chiari. We have one of our roommates, his fiance had Chiari, and she actually had brain surgery. And she's okay now. She does have some complications, but she's a really strong person, and so she got through it and stuff like that. So I was more worried about the Chiari because of the brain surgery, because you just never know what could go wrong. And Rob could possibly be out for months, out of work. Which would be fine, except for we just bought a new car. And whatever it would take for him to, I don't want anybody to think that I would want him to work instead of getting better. It was just something we naturally went through. We were stressing about the bills and stuff like that. Then he was working, or he was scheduled to work last Friday. The last Friday was, I think it was the 23rd. He woke up and he could stand and he could walk, but it hurt a lot. It was excruciating. And the reason I'm telling you this instead of Rob is because, why am I talking about it instead of you?
You're more articulate than I am.
So it's not that I talk for him. Somebody asked me why I talk for him all the time. And it's because he asks me to. Same thing with if we go to a restaurant, I order for us because I know what he wants. Anyway, so we went to...
She's the brains of the operation. I'm the brawn.
Yeah, I'm the office bitch.
Dork.
He does all the manual labor. I'm the office bitch. Anyway, so he called his doctor, or he called the advice nurse. The advice nurse scheduled a phone appointment with him. We have Kaiser. So far, I know that people have problems with Kaiser. So far, we like Kaiser a lot. Especially when you go from no insurance to full Kaiser. We have full Kaiser. So we're fine with full Kaiser. So if you have a problem with Kaiser, I'm sorry. But so far, we enjoy it. So anyway, the doctor prescribed him prescribed him a NSAID, which is like a leave. And he prescribed him a muscle relaxer and an anti-seizure medication. So far, those seem to be working great. He has no pain. He's getting feeling and control back in his hand. I don't know if it has anything to do with one or the other, but it seems to be helping at least. So he woke up this morning and he was dizzy, but and called the doctor. First, he wanted to discontinue one of his medications. I said, I don't disagree that you should discontinue something if it's hurting you. Just call your doctor. Before you stop a medication, you should talk to your doctor. That's how I feel. Anyway, so he did that. He called the doctor, and the doctor said it's probably because he just got on blood pressure medication. We both have high blood pressure because we're fat. Well, that's our problem. I know that other fat people don't have high blood pressure. Anyway, so the doctor says he was probably a little dehydrated, and it was probably his blood pressure medication. So he's doing well now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
A little disclaimer with the anti-seizure medication. The reason why I was prescribed that was because I was getting headaches right after I had the lumbar puncture, which is the
I didn't say that. He did have an MRI. I totally skipped that. After the MRI, they scheduled him a lumbar puncture, which used to be called a spinal tap. I imagine they changed it for whatever reason. But they did a spinal tap, and that's what the doctor read those results to. And he did a bunch of other stuff. But right after the lumbar puncture, they say, and it's common up to about a week afterwards, you get headaches. When you stand up, as soon as you lay down or put your head down, the headache goes away. So he was having those issues. Those were tapering off, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, those were tapering off.
Yes.
So that's what's going on with Rob right now. We're going through, and Rob hasn't had medical insurance since you were 18, 19?
Off and on, because we did have the Cover California for a little bit.
Yeah, but you really didn't go to the doctor. No,
the
the Cover California. I think that national health coverage is a wonderful idea. However, I think the way that Covered California or the Obamacare, whatever you want to call it, I felt the way it had to be reworded and stuff, I didn't like it. I mostly didn't like that you were forced to do something. I didn't agree with that. I will not get into a political debate with anybody. My politics are personal and private, just like my relationship with God is personal and private. I will not argue with people about politics. So if someone has something to say about my politics, sorry about it. So that's how that went. We are we're trying to kind of recover because Rob gets paid weekly and he doesn't get paid if he doesn't work. So because of that, we are kind of recovering and bailing ourselves out from him being out of work. He was out of work for a whole week, which was tough on us. So he's fixing that. I have not crafted in quite a while. I'm first of all, it's too hot. Let me say something. First of all, we had a week of 101 to 110 degree weather. I am not okay with that. Whoever ordered this summer needs to stop it. So Rob and I have, I'm sorry, I'm hitting the burps for some reason. Probably because we had sushi. But we have decided, we have decided to start eating better, which we had decided that a while ago. We have slowly but surely eliminated a lot of stuff from our diet. Every once in a while, I try and drink a soda again, and then my body reminds me why I don't want any more soda. Because basically, I think all the bubbles form up and just form a big, huge ball in my stomach. So we don't do that anymore. No more sodas. We have eliminated almost every single fried food. I don't think I've had French fries in, it's probably been about a month, 2 months.
I can't eat fried foods anymore.
Fried foods
violently hurts my stomach.
It makes us ill. And the hardest thing ever, we were going to try the Whole30 diet, which seems like it's a good idea to reset your metabolism and stuff like that, I guess is what it's supposed to do. But you can't have sugar. And that means no sugar in my coffee. And that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's what I drink, like at least 1 cup a day. Sometimes all I need is 1 cup. I drink 2 very level teaspoons of sugar in my coffee every morning, but I'm not changing that. I'll change sugar and everything else, but you can't have any sweetener. There's no sweeteners on that diet, which is whatever. It's whatever it is. But you can't have honey. You can't have one of the stipulations in the book is even if you can make something, I think it was coconut or whatever. If you could turn it into a sweetener, it's considered cheating. And I'm not okay with that. I have to have sugar in my coffee in the morning. I talked to my doctor. My doctor was like, as soon as we get your blood sugar, because I am diabetic and I'm a shitty diabetic too. So I eat junk and I know I shouldn't. I'm working on it. Um, uh, if as soon as my blood sugar and my blood pressure are under control, we will talk about gastric bypass. I'm very excited about the gastric bypass. I'm very excited about that journey because I'm 45 and I need help. I need help. We are eating better because of not just because of Rob's issues, but because of my issues. I had congestive heart failure 3 years ago.
Something like that.
It was like 3 years ago. Because I eat shit and I've treated my body bad for 45 years and now it's tired of my shit. So we've been going through that. Also, my dad was sick for a little while. He had pneumonia and he had the start of skin cancer on his face. And that's because my dad's generation, my mom and dad are both baby boomers. They didn't believe in sunscreen. My mom had skin cancer several times. So I'm afraid of the sun. I'm not going to lie, huh? I like a vampire. I'm like, ooh, we're in the car and it's on my arm. And I'm like, don't touch me. I dislike the heat. Not just because I'm a big person. I've never liked the heat. My skin goes from this to this. There's no tan. This is as tan as I get. And if you think that's not tan, look at that. So, Rob doesn't have that problem, clearly.
No, I just get darker.
He just gets darker. I actually asked him because I don't know everything. I asked him, I said, do black people get sunburn? And he doesn't know either. I feel like it's okay for me not to know if you don't know. Because I think sometimes people just don't know stuff. Like, they may have said something to us in high school about it, but I wasn't really paying attention. I was concerned about boys. So anyway, that's what's been going on with us. My sister. My sister's not doing so good. She is in the hospital right now, and she has cancer. She has kidney cancer, so we have to deal with that. And then she lives far away, so it's not easy to go visit her. So anyway, not everything is doom and gloom. We still have Rory, and he's 3, which means he's a big fat pain in the ass. But we love him more than anything. He is
This is true.
Hilarious. He is hilarious. He's 3, and he loves Goosebumps and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Go figure.
He likes Goosebumps. He loves scary things. He loves Halloween. He's always loved Halloween. And he likes being scared. If you jump out and scare him, he thinks it's the best thing in the world. He's just a nut.
It's one of his favorite pastimes with me is when I come into the house after work, he'll come in and run into my stomach.
Yeah, he runs up to Rob's stomach, bounces off, and falls on the bed. He thinks he's hilarious. He's just, he loves Batman. Lego Batman in particular. He's very obsessive compulsive OCD. Michelle made him a CD of music from the Lego Batman and the Lego movie and some other his movies. And he has to listen to the songs in order. Like, it's OCD level, like, nuts, okay? It's crazy. So this is almost 20 minutes long, and I'm sorry, guys. I know it's been a long time since I videoed, and I'm just bringing a 20-minute video on you. I have shopped, but I haven't really, I bought all this washi from the Target spot, because we can't stay away from Target. And Instagram people, you are no help. Enablers. The worst is Pink Parisian Girl. She posts stuff and I'm like, I must have it. It's the precious. So anyway, I will let you guys go look at that.
We'll turn this video into a craft video in 5 seconds. Oh my god.
Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. I am watching videos, but I was watching all your videos, and I just haven't been commenting. Life is kind of really crazy right now. Between what happens when you first get on medical insurance, you have 50 million doctor's appointments to go because they want to check everything. Yeah, but anyway, I will talk to you guys later, and a happy Vluly day one. Say goodbye, Rob.
Bye, Rob.
Talk to you guys later. Bye. He's special.